Hello, everyone. I'm Ken, aka the Super Tech God, and today I have the honor and the pleasure of previewing this week's card in the Loki season known as Ravonna Renslayer. Now, she is an ongoing card where your cards with one or less power cost one less with a minimum of one. So first you hear that, you see that, you think about a lot of things, right? We put some card lists together here. It's a bit different. You guys are going to get into that shortly, but let's talk about other card lists you could put her in, of course. You could put her in a discard card list with a newly buff collector at a 2/0, right? You could put in a Darkhawk playlist. I think that's where most people will put her in. Team up with Darkhawk and try to get Darkhawk out early with Mystique, make some copies there. Or you could do things like add her in a card list with Null or with Taskmaster. All these things are pretty cool. I can't wait to see what other people do with it. I definitely tried a plethora of things. The ones I was most successful with, I have today to share with you guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll start with the first deck so you guys can see it. It is the what I called Mr. and Mrs. Renslayer. As you can see, this card list consists of Echo, Korg, Zabu, Ironheart, Mystique, Cosmo, Ravonna, Rockslide, Mr. Negative, Darkhawk, Iron Man, and Sarah. So, Echo, of course, I think she should be in this card list because, again, after your opponent plays an ongoing card here, remove its abilities. Now, a lot of people, 8 out of 10 times, will not read this card and play an ongoing card on top of it and gets their abilities shut down. Now, the reason why she's here, in case you have a mirror match and somebody wants to go ahead and play Ravonna and they play in that lane, you shut it down with Echo. And next, of course, we have Korg. As you can see, Korg is on reveal, shuffle a rock into your opponent's deck. This is to go well and pair well with the Darkhawk package we have with us, as well as disrupt your opponent's deck. Then we have Zabu. Now, Zabu is an ongoing card. Your 4-cost card costs 1 less with a minimum of 1. Just like Ravonna, this card helps bring your cost of your cards down by 1, especially if they are originally a 4-cost. Ironheart. Ironheart is on reveal, give 3 other friendly cards plus 2 power. So she's great because, again, she has 0 power, giving her 2 costs when Ravonna is played. Mystique, same thing, 3/0 turns into a 2/0 when you play Ravonna. Her unrevealed power is to copy the last ongoing card you played if it's still in play. So, of course, you could have 2 Darkhawks, 2 Iron Man, 2 Zabus if you want, 2 Ravonnas. Mystique is definitely a great card in this card list. Cosmo. I think Cosmo is 100% needed, especially if you have to worry about enchantresses. You have to worry about Shang-Chi's. You have to worry about rogues. Cosmo is a great card to play, whether it's to protect your Ravonna or if it's to protect your Darkhawk or the Mystique copy if it's over 9 and is shangable. Then we have Ravonna, of course, the star of the show. Ravonna Renslayer, as you guys know, her ongoing ability. She is a great card. She's very underrated this season, of course. I can't wait for you guys to play with her. I can't wait for you guys to see the videos and understand how great of a card she truly is. Then we have Rockslide, again, for that Darkhawk package, and it's a 3/3, so great power stat line. Shuffle 2 rocks into your opponent's deck, again, disrupting your opponent's hand. Then we have Mr. Negative, one of my other favorite cards. Mr. Negative on reveal, swap the power and cost of all your cards in your deck. So again, Mr. Negative is here in case your 0 power cards are in your deck. As for Ravonna, you should play her if your 0 power cards are in your hand. Then we have Darkhawk. Again, Darkhawk is in this package, ongoing, plus 2 power for each card in your opponent's deck. If you invert this card with Mr. Negative, it is awesome. If you don't, you still can play it early with Ravonna or with Zabu. Iron Man, one of the best first cards you ever get in the game. Your total power at this location is doubled. So, of course, if you play Iron Man at a 4-cost or with Sarah at a 3-cost, and then, of course, play Mystique in another lane, this works out very well for you. You have 2 lanes with 2 different Iron Men. Is one of the best things ever. And, of course, the last card in our deck, no 6 drops, Sarah. Now, Sarah is also another card that is ongoing that also help you bring down the cost of your cards. So if you overlook the entire card list here, your ideal play should be Echo on 1, Zabu on 2, Ravonna on 3 if your 0-cost cards like Iron Man, Darkhawk, Mystique, or Ironheart are in your hand, you play Ravonna on 3. If it's reverse and you have Negative in your hand and Iron Man and those cards are in your deck, you play Mr. Negative on 3. Then on turn 4, you will play Cosmo and Korg. So this way, Cosmo can protect the Ravonna. Or you don't play Cosmo if you play Mr. Negative, and you can play Rock Slide and Korg on turn 4. On turn 5, Sarah will be the most ideal play. So if you're able to get out Zabu on 2, Ravonna on 3, and Sarah on 5, that means majority of your cards will cost 2 or 1 power, for the exception of Iron Man, who will be a 3. So that means you could drop 3 to 4 cards down on turn 6. All depending, you can drop more. And if you got Limbo or Magic, you could drop even more. So in this case, we did 3 different scenarios. One scenario when we only played Ravonna, another scenario we only played Mr. Negative, and the third scenario we played both of them. And in all 3 scenarios, we were victorious. It was phenomenal, so much fun. This is why this is my top rated deck to play with Ravonna. Also, we have a second card list here that was also successful. I call it Ravonna Forever because of the Black Panther package. Now, I should have mentioned this earlier. There are chapters down below, so if you don't want to stick around and hear the explanation of the card list, you go straight to the matches and see how those things played out. Or if you want to hear the remainder of how these card lists are explained and put together, definitely stick around and listen. So, for the first card we have here is Nebula. You can always swap that out for any one cost you prefer. All right. Ravonna here, she gives cost reductions to Forge, making him a 1-1. Ironheart, making her 2-0. Mystique, making her 2-0. Wolfsbane, making her a 2-1. White Tiger, making her a 4-1. And Zola, making him a 5-0. So, your most ideal play here will be Ravonna on 3. Wong on 4. Mystique, Ironheart in a separate location, Forge in the Wong location on 5. You hear that? You get to play 3 cards on 5. You get to play Mystique, Ironheart, and Forge. Then on turn 6, you can go ahead and play White Tiger in the Wong location, spitting tigers all over the place, or you can go ahead and play Panther somewhere else. It's completely up to you. Now, the best thing I like to do here with this card list is play Ravonna on 3, Wong on 4, Mystique on 5. Same thing, Ironheart somewhere else, Forge in the Wong lane, White Tiger in the Wong lane on 6. And of course, because she now has a 4 cost, putting Wolfsbane in another lane with the Ironheart, giving Wolfsbane that buff because, of course, Tigers will be there and Wolfsbane will get the buff for the 4 cards in that location, or the 3, depending on where the Tigers go. And that will win you the game, ladies and gentlemen. This card list is super fun. You also have the original Wong, Panther, Zola, and of course Odin on 6 on Zola if you want to get that extra buff to Panther. So you can also do that as well. You also could do the whole Wong, Mystique, Ironheart with Wolfsbane and kind of buff all the cards around. You could do the whole Storm package on 3 with Nebula or Sunspot, lock that lane down, and then have the White Tiger reach that lane, or Panther and then Zola the Panther into the Storm lane. You also have Odin to hit the Panther if you have to get that extra buff, or Odin on Wong and White Tiger to spit tigers out all over the place. This on reveal Ravonna Forever card list is super fun. It's definitely built with new players in mind. So all the new players who just came in or been playing for a while, free to play, and you have enough tokens to get Ravonna because she's going to be 3K tokens, or you open her up in your Spotlight cache and you like, you know, what cards can I do and put it together? This card list right here is definitely built for you. It's super fun. I enjoyed playing it, and I think you will too. All right, so guys, thanks again for coming out and hanging out with me. I totally appreciate this. Awesome being on the Marvel Snap YouTube channel. Of course, my socials are down below. If you want to come and check me out live over at Twitch, please do so. And I also have some awesome videos over on YouTube. All right, thanks again, guys, and enjoy the videos. Peace. As you guys can see, this card list both has Ravonna, Echo, Mr. Negative. I know people think it's not the perfect match to have Ravonna and Negative in the same card list, but as you guys will see, it definitely has its benefits. So we're going to go ahead and put Echo over here on the Gamma Lab. I think Echo in this card list to help protect you against any mirror matches you may have with another Ravonna, in hopes that the person to pay attention and puts their ongoing card there, and Echo just puts it to shame. All right, so now Yes, we also have Zabu in this card list because, again, if we can get our cards as low cost as possible on that last turn, we're dropping a bunch of ones. All right, now we're going to play Ravonna, of course. And as you can see, we have both Iron Man and Mystique in our hands, so they both are going to get that cost reduction. And basically, that's how you look at it with Mr. Negative, right? If both Iron Man, Mystique, or all your low power cards are in your deck, you might want to play Mr. Negative. But if they're in your hand, like they are now, you want to play Ravonna. So as you can see now, we have Darkhawk at 2, thanks to Zabu and Ravonna. We have Mystique and Iron Man. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play Cosmo to kind of protect that again against any type of rogues or enchantresses that you may encounter. All right, so we know what's going to happen now. Something will get pulled. So in the event of Grand Central, what we're going to do is we're going to play Iron Man here. We're going to play Korg. Sorry. In order, please. We're going to play Korg here, Iron Man here. So now if Grand Central pulls Darkhawk, then Mystique will copy the Darkhawk or the Iron Man because Iron Man was the last card that we played. All right, so Iron Man does the job, and Mystique gets pulled, hopefully copying Iron Man as she does.
I am Iron Man.
All right, it's the final turn here. Now, as you can see, we could play both Darkhawk and Ironheart because originally, without any cost reduction, Darkhawk is a 4 and Ironheart's a 3. So you're going to be able to play unless you had magic. So the fact that now we can play both is pretty awesome. So we can either play both on this location or we can play 1-on-1. I think we'll play both on this location because I think we have the mid secured. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The victory. So yeah, again, all depends on how you want to play it. You can either put Mr. Negative if those cards are in your deck, or Ravonna if they're in your hand. All right, starting off, we have Iron Man, Mr. Negative, Mystique, and Ironheart all in our hands. So we would want to play Ravonna this game, right? Because there's nothing in your deck besides Darkhawk that Mr. Negative can actually help with the change. So as we go, we're playing, we'll see what happens. You don't have to put Psylocke in the card list because, of course, you have Zabu, which also will help discard those 4 costs. All right, so we're going to go ahead and play Korg in hopes that that Darkhawk does show up. No, they're hoping that Killmonger went first, but I mean went second, but nope, nope, nope. All right, play Mr. Negative. Now we have Sarah in our card list that can get this buff from Negative. We also have Darkhawk that can get the buff from Negative. And we got Zabu to come out. In this case, we don't have to play Zabu. And then we play Iron Man. And we hope that we get Darkhawk at least, so we can play Darkhawk and Mystique on the final turn. And we hope we do get Darkhawk, but that will help buff the Darkhawk. Alright, so magic gives us an extra turn, so now we do have an extra turn to get the cards we need.
I am Iron Man.
And there goes the Darkhawk as we thought, ladies and gentlemen. So now we'll snap back. We have no problem with snapping back here. We'll drop the Darkhawk here. We'll drop the Mystique here. Or we can go with Zabu. No need, because it's already 0. We'll play the Darkhawk, we'll play the Mystique, and we'll play the Ironheart.
I am Iron Man.
thanks to Lagutia. They're putting rocks in their deck. And there it is, guys. Now, we have priority on that final turn. We're going to protect our cards with Cosmo, of course. And if we want, we can just round off there to be safe. Alright, no Shang-Chi's. Yep, and there it is. Protected a card from Shang-Chi as we thought with the Cosmo. There it is, victory, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so we had a card list that just had Ravonna, and we played Ravonna. We had one with Mr. Negative, and now we're going to try to see what happens on the third go-round with this card list. Morag. Alright, this is perfect. We have Mr. Negative. We have other cards in our hands. So let's hope for the best here. If we can get these cards at a nice discount, Morag would mean nothing to us. Alright, and there we go. Sinister London. I think we dropped the Zabu there. So without Ravonna, we're already getting our 4-cost cards down to 2. That wave comes down, and there is Ravonna, ladies and gentlemen. So now, again, I think we should play Ravonna in this turn and Mr. Negative next turn on turn 5, only because we have Darkhawk and Mystique in our hands. So we don't need to get too crazy with it and play Ravonna over in Sinister London. We could play it right here on Starlight Citadel and hope that the swap puts Sinister London here. And for fun, I think we got this in the bag. We're gonna snap. Oh, it's sexy. We don't have this in the bag. Yes, we do. Again, this is why Echo is here, guys. People, sometimes they don't pay attention to Echo. They put Professor X on Echo, and look, Echo shuts down a Professor X. So now we have Sinister in the middle, so we can still win these 2 lanes. As you can see with our hands, we are sitting real pretty. What we can do now is play the Rock Slide, play the Darkhawk, and then play the Mystique. And of course, Iron Man shows up as well. So we can just play the Iron Man if need be. And our opponent retreat. And that's it right there. That's how we play it. We were able to do 3 scenarios, one with Ravonna, one with Mr. Negative, and one with them both. And as you can see, all 3 of them were victories. The second card list I want to spotlight today is called Ravonna Forever because it has Panther in it, because you want to do some Wong Panther Zola stuff. It has White Tiger, has Forge. It has all these cards that have 1 or 0 power, so Ravonna will give them all a cost reduction. All right, we also have Odin, so let's think about that. If we can Wong, White Tiger, Odin, that will help us out a lot, just like the old school plays we used to do back in beta or right after beta, where you want to climb those ranks. Those are the kind of combos we use. So right now we'll put out Ravonna so you guys can see. Of course, Ravonna goes on and discounts both Ironheart and White Tiger. All right, so now we do have the Wong on deck now, so we can put Wong on Monster Metropolis. On the next turn, which will be turn 5, we can play both Mystique and Forge and Ironheart. So you guys can see that again on turn 5. We're able to play Mystique, Forge, and Ironheart. So again, guys, this is why this combo is here. We're able to drop all these cards down on turn 5, and then we can play White Tiger on the final turn to go ahead and spread out tigers all over the place. So we'll take a snap here. This game should be ours. Strong guy in the discard deck. It's been a while. we have a 12 Ironheart dropping down. And of course, now on the final turn, we go ahead and play White Tiger in that lane, spreading tigers all over. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have a victory there with the Ravonna Forever cardless, which again, that is basically the combo. Get Ravonna out, have these cards cost 1 less, especially Forge now becoming a 1 cost, Mystique becoming a 2 cost, White Tiger becoming a 4 cost, etc., etc. All right, so we have Ravonna in hand. Of course, we have Nebula as well, so we're going to go ahead and play Nebula over on Gamma Lab, and let's get Nebula to turn into a nice Hulk. All right, we got Monster Islands, big cards, big power going across the board right now. We also have Forge. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold off on Forge and wait, because Ravonna will make Forge a 1 cost. All right, Borg is coming down. Looks like this person is playing a Darkhawk deck, but we'll find out sure enough. Sewer System comes down. We can actually throw the rock in there, giving us 2 Hulks. I mean, that's what we should do.
Wind, aid my hand.
In this area, as the Nebula will get the buff after everything goes down. All right, so now next turn we can play Panther, and then we'll play Zola. All right, this is awesome, guys. Scorpion just came through and hit us, and as you can see, it has been confirmed that if Scorpion hits a card and brings its power down by 1 or to the number 1 or -1, Ravonna gives them that buff of costing less. So Storm got hit. Storm is only a 2 power, got hit by Scorpion. She's now a 1 power, and Ravonna made her a 2 cost. So if you guys ever wanted to know that, now you know. So we go ahead and play Panther. We snap here. It's totally fine, because now we can play 50-50, right? If Zola hits Goblin, we win. If it hits Panther, we win. So there we go. And the cool part about this is we can still play Forge. All right. Oh, we need to hit Panther now, because if it doesn't hit Panther, we might be in trouble. Oh no, we still win. All right, so perfect victory. Now, just want to make sure you guys saw that Scorpion. It is confirmed. If it brings your power down to 1 or -1, and Ravonna's on the field, you get the buff.